Hello, my name is Montana Moore, and I'll be graduating from the University of Colorado, Denver this upcoming December with a master's degree in civil engineering specializing in GIS and geospatial analytics. It's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker. Please welcome Mile High Flood District's Development Services Director, Bao Chongtoua. She's going to tell us more about development services at the district.
Has just gone over the 6th Avenue Bridge as a result of this log jam that's at the base of this bridge right now.
I just noticed as Montana and I were coming up the stage that you can tell the difference in age by looking at someone's shoes. And I have graduated into loafers. Just an observation. But those photos that I showed there in 2018, it's shown here in the circled area. And you'll notice that it's not very close to the South Platte River. The South Platte River is actually on the downstream side. There is no major water body or waterway next to it. So you wonder, when these floods do occur, where water comes from. And here's a study that the city and the district did of that particular flood, and you can kind of see remnants of a historic channel in this circled area that's now made up of a network of pipes. And what's more frightening about floods like this, and it's not isolated to this area or the metro area, it's widespread throughout the country, right? Is that it's invisible. And so that's why development services exist at the district as well as it exists in cities and counties so that we can collaborate with development to make not only flood hazards like this known, but visible. And so an aspect of development services at the flood district is our maintenance eligibility program, what we refer to it. But it's a program where we work with you, the cities and counties, to review submittals that come from development to make sure that, again, situations like what I showed earlier doesn't occur. You know, we were here, and Shannon and I were here last year, and we talked about the strength, weakness, opportunity, threat analysis of our maintenance eligibility program because we want to make it even more effective than it currently is. And we shared with you when we were done with our presentation kind of our goals for 2023. And our focus was going to be on efficiency, working on timeliness, as well as continuing to grow education. And we just wanted to give you a peek at what we've been doing since the symposium last year. So Teresa Patterson's been the caretaker for MEP for such a long time, and she's done a lot of the hard work. We've got really good data with MEP. And now the easy part is we actually have a data dashboard that allows us to see the data and to be able to track it relative to key performance indicators. Here's a peek at the dashboard itself. We can now see where submittals are coming in through a period of time and from whom. More importantly, we can kind of see into the future and see the trends of submittals for workload planning as well as leveling. We can look into the past, and as we do, we notice that the last few years, there's been an uptick of submittals by 50%. I'm sure that all of you have experienced this as well. But what's important to us to respond to the timeliness piece is that even with the uptick in submittals, we've been able to manage it to where, from a timeliness standpoint, we've actually improved by 50% in the last few years. And this is in thanks to continuing to add to our development review team, but also kudos really to the watershed teams working very closely with the local governments to prioritize submittal reviews. On the education front, we are in our 7th year of the Stream Management Academy. Who is in the academy this year? Would you mind standing? And who are watershed ambassadors or graduates of the academy? Can you please stand? let's give these guys a hand of applause. It's a fairly invested program, so we appreciate your investment in us as well as the community. But responding to, and I really love this transition. I found it last night, I'm like, I'm going to use it. Adding to our conversation this year is land planners. You know, we've had engineers, landscape architects, ecologists, scientists, contractors. We're adding land planners to the conversation, again, to move the needle on development. And we are kicking off our education series in a couple of weeks as a webinar. So if you're interested in joining 200 already registered of your colleagues on this webinar, just send me an email, just not all at once. Well, 2023 was focused on efficiency. 24 is a focus on effectiveness. And what do we mean by that? First, we want to focus on aligning our development review process with local governments. And I think Dave Skoudas referred to it earlier. We want to make sure that we're aligning with our local government partners to where we truly are complementary. We don't want to be duplicating your work. We want to be supporting you in how you need to be supported. And therefore, moving forward, development review from an MEP standpoint might look different from one city to another. And so that's what we mean by alignment. And hopefully through that, that'll allow us to get into the development process as early as when a developer's looking at a piece of land and gonna do their pro forma or density studies. And that should result in quality reviews and quality products. Another aspect of development services at the district is not just reviews, but it's also designing and constructing stream improvements. And this is where we actually use dollars set aside from developers and design and construct projects on their behalf. We've been doing development improvement projects since 2017 with our peak in 2021 and these are constructed improvements or projects in the ground. 23 looks to be like another good year with about $14 million already collected so far for construction. In total, we've got about $140 million of projects in the pipeline, 30% of that in construction. I just want to take a moment here to really recognize our watershed teams, our local government partners, and our land development partners. The combination of the trio is necessary to make this happen. And here's the distribution of projects by counties. You can kind of see from here also where new development is strong. But if we're going to be relevant as the district in the development, in the game long term, then we have to be more than just a needed partner, and that is something that we are working on. We want to be a desired partner. We want to be a partner that you and your developers want at the table. And so we pose this question out there as a part of the strategic planning process that Laura mentioned earlier. And this is the feedback we heard back. This is the feedback that we heard from our land development partners. We are showing up as a valued partner because we are responsive and we listen to understand. It is not a one-way conversation where it's about the district and our way. We provide certainty in the process. And we also bring creative solutions. And these are the exact words where drainage way work is no longer burdensome through the use of our consultants and our contractors. But to stay in the game long term, we need to work on being agile and even more nimble so that we can adapt to the development process as it slows and as it accelerates. We need to make sure that we continue to improve our timeliness. This is a theme on MEP. This is also a theme on DIP. And we must remain competitive. And so as the district, if we want to be in the long game when it comes to development, we've got to be consistent here. And so these are things that we are working on moving forward. But at the end of the day, it's really not even about the district or us, right? We are a means to the ends. And the end is our streams and how our streams show up on development projects. And we want them to show up as resilient urban streams. And you heard Mary speak to these processes earlier. We're going to be incorporating these. We have been, and we will continue to moving forward. And when we think about resilient streams, it's nice to have a picture in our head so that we make sure that we're visualizing the same thing. And what dawned on me is the project that SEMSWA spoke to, I think it was last year at the symposium, Big Dry Creek. And what we mean by resilient is that once a storm passes, and in this case just one day, that the stream is able to return to its original intended function without much intervention from us, as you can see here with Big Dry Creek. And so let's take a visit and see how our streams are showing up on development projects in 2023. This is First Creek in a very industrial part of Aurora. Round Top tributary, and you'll notice the mass grain that's bringing in rooftops. There is Brandy Gulch ahead of rooftops into its first growing season. Lemon Gulch. Mesa tributary. This is in its second growing season, and look how great the vegetation looks. And it's coming well in advance of rooftops. Another stretch of Lemon Gulch near the confluence with Cherry Creek. Newland. And Willow Creek. The common thing that you've seen here is we don't have a lot of structure yet, on purpose, leaving the shrubs behind until we get weeds under control. But most important, these have come in well in advance of rooftops. They are prepared for the changes to come in this watershed. We are so proud at how our streams are showing up on development. So let's continue to build strong together. Thank you.